Pittsburgh studios at WHIG, it's Up Late with Sam Bass.
Thank you, Scott Smith. Good evening and welcome to Up Late with Sam Bass. This is our third episode, and like they say, third time's the charm. So tonight, it's appropriate that our guest is the charming Jett Hatu. Now you may know Jett from being the president, CEO, owner of Elite Overhead Garage, or I have to look at this because I can't remember all the jobs this lady has. You may know Jett as being the owner and CEO of Elite Overhead Doors. You may also know her as being the broker manager at First Class Real Estate, owner, business coach, owner of the Shop, which is a venue here in town. She's also an author, motivational speaker, travel agent, social media manager to many companies here in town. So much volunteer work, I can't even list it. And she's also a podcaster, mother of three, and a softball coach. Whew, that's a lot. So this is a busy lady, but she took her time out to come and visit with us tonight, and we're really happy to have her. Since this is our third episode, I want to talk about a few things that come in threes. Now get your mind out of the gutter. This is a PG, maybe a PG-13 show, maybe slightly, almost R, maybe not. But there's a lot of things that comes in threes. Three Musketeers, the Three Tenors, the Three Stooges, the Three Bears, Three Wise Men. I think you kind of know where I'm going. I could go on and on with it, but I won't because I don't want to bore you. You can watch John Check if you want to get bored. So speaking of things in group of threes, I have three more emails from our great viewers. So before we bring out Jett, I want to go through these really good emails. The first one is from somebody named, let me get my card. This is not Sal Salameda at Sal's Pizza. Okay. The email says, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most gorgeous guest of all? Here's a hint. It rhymes with pal. I think that email address may have been trying to trick us. What do they call that, misdirection? Second email. Oh God. This is from johncheckisnumber1@gmail.com. I wonder who this could be. It says, Sal was a great guest last week. I think he will make a great host. Watch out, Bass. Sounds a little bit jealous to me, but you know, green is not a very good color in front of a green screen, which we don't use. We have a really nice backdrop. So all I'm saying is, don't be too green with envy, John. Sounds a bit jealous, but it is what it is with him. He's a good guy. Number 3. This one is from Pam Plays Pickleball at yahoo.com. Nice use of alliteration there, Pam. I like it, but I really don't like pickleball. So Pam's email goes on and says, your last show you were trying to think of a mafia name that would work for me. I was stalking your Facebook page, that's really good to know somebody's stalking me, the other day, and had 3 cats sitting on my lap, and I couldn't get up. I wonder how many cats Pam has. Sounds like a cat lady to me. Anyhow, and I was looking at your pictures and I saw one that looked really scary, and boom, it hit me, Sam Largemouth Bass. Well, I don't know, Pam. That kind of makes me sound like a fish. I don't think that's going to work for me. So, sorry. I think I hit one of Pam's cats, sorry. The pic, by the way, was from, I was actually on Triple D, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Down at the beach, he was covering a food truck that's local to the area called the Candy Queen. I just happened upon them, and it ended up on the show. On there with Guy Fieri. Now, I hear if you call him Fieri, it really makes him mad. So for the sake of the show, we're going to call him Fieri, even though he likes to be called Fieri. So anyhow, that's what the picture's from. So when I got back from the beach, this is a really crazy story. I got back from the beach and I was kind of winding down a bit and I wanted to kind of chill out in my backyard. Some of y'all may know that I have a little outside area called Sam's Shack. I was going to go out there and have my usual bourbon, hang out, relax, get ready to go to work Monday morning. I got to thinking, I hadn't had a White Russian in a while, so I thought, maybe I'll make a White Russian tonight. So I walk out to my little freezer in my building to get my vodka, open it up. I don't see any vodka, but I see like 15 1-gallon Ziploc bags of a white frozen substance. So I immediately went into the house and asked my wife, I said, what is this frozen white substance in our freezer and where in the heck is my vodka? Well, she hadn't told me that one of our neighbors who recently had a baby, we're going to call her for the sake of this segment, Elsie. Elsie did not want me to say her real name on here, so I won't. Anyway, she had called my wife and said, hey, I've got all this extra breast milk that I pumped and I need a freezer to put it in. So I'm assuming there's breast milk in every freezer in the neighborhood. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, so when I went back out there and I said, okay, so I looked into the freezer and my vodka's gone. All I see is the frozen breast milk. And so I kind of got out of the mood for a White Russian, but at the same time, my vodka was missing in action. So I'm assuming that Elsie, and I'm not saying that because she has an appearance of a cow. She's really a cute girl. I'm just saying it because she pumped a lot of milk. Anyway, Elsie, did you take my bottle of vodka and leave all that breast milk in exchange? I'm thinking that's what happened. So much for that. So coming up after the break, we're going to have the charming, like I promised, charming, and she better be charming, Jett Hatu. So sit tight. As promised, I'm sitting here with the very busy person that does 14 different jobs, Jett Hatu. Jett, thank you so much for being here.
Let me get some liquid courage before we start.
Liquid courage. I do love that. Okay, so I've got to ask the question, why are you making a face, number one? It's that good, I understand. So you know it's good when it makes your face like that, right? Okay. Why are you wearing a hat? Just curious. I don't ever see you wearing hats.
No?
Why the hat?
Then you obviously don't see me on the weekends.
I don't.
This hat is actually very special, and part of bringing it on here was to talk about Luke Holmes, who is actually from North Carolina. He signed this hat, so I wanted to share it with you guys that I actually bought tickets off of Facebook. Somebody from Edgecombe County had bought tickets to a Luke Holmes concert. I think it was 2021, and they were selling them. I bought them. We were not even 8 rows from the front row. Security guard noticed my daughter, thought she was super cute, right? Moved us to the front row. And then Luke Holmes came straight down right after his concert. Signed my hat.
Wow.
Signed his hat that he had worn all concert, and it smells just like sweat. It still smells like sweat 2 years later. And he did just like this and stuck it right on her head. So wanted to share that with you guys today.
I did actually see the video of that. That was very cool. So I know that's like a once in a lifetime type thing for you and your daughter.
I was super excited about it.
So you recently had a birthday, didn't you?
Last Friday.
I'm not going to ask you how old you were, but did you do anything fun?
I'm a country girl, so I went camping. We went camping at the beach. And I spent my entire 4 days out in the wilderness. Okay. So.
Any mosquito bites to tell?
Oh, yeah, I got them all over. Can't show you.
Okay. Remember, it's a PG-13 show. So,
I'm just kidding.
All right. Watch yourself. The other thing I want to talk to you about, we both got nominated for the top area ambassador. And you're so good you got nominated twice.
I saw that.
Somebody misspelled your name and then somebody put your whole
Government name
on
Yep.
there. My name's so easy they could only do it one time. We at this time do not know who won. So maybe neither of us, maybe one of us. It could have been a tie. That would be great.
Thank you for your votes, though, whoever
Yes.
voted for us.
Thank you. I don't know who even nominated me, so I appreciate that person, though. But there's going to be somewhat of a rivalry, I guess. Maybe we'll have to have some kind of a bet.
All right, I'm down.
Whoever buys the next lunch at the Golden Corral.
On Wednesday, I got you.
So I will tell you something about Jett. A lot of you don't know. She's got this pretty long, flowing blonde hair. She has donated her hair to a kids' charity for cancer every few years. She's contemplating whether or not she wants to do that again. So recently saw her picture on Instagram and her message about it. And tell us a little bit about it.
So, I'm a natural blonde, and believe it or not, you cannot donate colored hair. And so, I'm always getting asked, will you give me your hair for wigs? So, a couple of years ago, actually, it's about 10 years ago, I just started cutting it. About every 3 years, I'll let it grow all the way out, and then I'll cut it all the way up to my shoulders. In 2020, I donated 17 inches
Wow.
to Locks of Love for kids with cancer.
So can we cut it on the air? I think I have some scissors.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, she
Not
hasn't
you.
quite
No.
made her decision. You know, I asked her one time if she could donate some hair to me because, of course, I need some. But I did one time I had long enough hair where I could donate my hair, so I did that.
Oh,
So if you look at the picture, I kind of look like Donald Trump in the picture, but it's not real. I felt a lot lighter afterwards, though. I bet you did too.
Yeah, you can feel lighter.
So, anyway, I do want to tell you, Jett, one of the things I mentioned about her is she has written a book, Soaring Higher, 5 Ways to Find Motivation and Take Off. I actually have a signed, autographed, personally autographed copy of this book. Tell us a little bit about it, Jett.
Long story short, I was in the corporate world for about 7 years, got really burned out, and then decided to take the leap of faith into entrepreneurship, and then found out that it was truly a passion of mine. And I knew that if I was feeling this way, there were other people out there that were feeling it as well. So I started documenting my journey and what helped me, and what helped me find the motivation to be able to get to where I am today. I'm not even a year in after leaving my corporate job, and things have just fallen my way. So I wrote this and released it in March for Women's History Month, but I actually started writing it in November of 2022, and I released it. It's self-published. But I've actually sold over 100 copies so far, which is really proud for me, and a lot of people have found motivation in it. So
Very good, very good. So I've started reading. I hadn't finished it yet, but I'm getting through it. I'm actually trying to read 2 books at one time, which they kind of run together. So anyhow, so our crack research staff, some people in this room, our crack research staff, has found out some facts about you I want to ask you about. So we've heard that you can talk just like Elmo.
okay.
The Tickle Me Elmo thing, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to tickle you to get you to do it right.
No.
So can you do that for us?
I'll try. I don't think I've done it in a while.
Do you need to take a little sip first?
Yeah, let me get this nasty bourbon out. All right, are we ready?
Ready. That's very good. It sounded just like him. So the other thing, and when I saw this, I've never seen anybody that can clap with one hand. How is that?
You try it first. Oh, you got to get a good clap. Try it again. Okay. All right.
Not very good. Let's see it.
Ready?
I'm ready. Folks, where do you get this kind of entertainment? She can do it with both hands. It's like four hands clapping.
Yes, look, you've never put your hand on something on the stove and been like,
I have. I didn't say an ugly word there. Okay, here's another fun fact. You had a weird experience in a Chinese massage parlor in New York City.
how do you know this stuff.
I told you I've got a crack research staff. Tell us about, that sounds like a really good story.
Okay. Went to New York 2017, I believe. And if you watch Impractical Jokers, I love Impractical Jokers. If you remember that, in Chinatown, there is a Chinese park that they're playing like Chinese checkers and everything. Mm-hmm. So my husband, he's now my husband, we were walking through and I'm like, man, we've been walking 30 miles in the last 3 days. I'm going to have to get a massage when I get back. So as soon as we walk out of the park, there's a massage parlor in Chinatown. And we get in and, you know, we go through the process of getting on our beds. You know, obviously when you're getting a massage, you're not fully clothed, right? So we're laying there and we're literally in a room and there's a sheet with like a clothesline. There's a sheet. We went with it, you know, when in Rome, right?
Hey, great privacy.
And he fell asleep during his massage and my lady decided that she wanted to take this a little too far and I got my coccyx massaged.
Wait a minute. You got what massage?
My coccyx, which is your tailbone.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, you know, when you're like this, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, is this normal? That maybe this is something that, you know, Asian people do, this is normal, right? So when we get back in the cab and we're riding back to Manhattan to go back to our room, I asked my husband and I said, did he massage your coccyx? And he goes, my what? I said, your coccyx? He's like, what the hell is that? So I felt like I had gotten inappropriately touched in a massage parlor.
It sounds like it. I'm glad that's a technical term, and since this is a PG-13 show, and we are a little bit late at night, so hopefully we can squeeze that by our censors. What do you think? Censors? I think we're good.
Okay.
Maybe not. Okay, so you were also an extra in Talladega Nights.
I was.
Did you ever get to meet Will Ferrell?
No, I didn't. No.
Because, you know, we're going to have him on here.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't his family from like Roanoke Rapids?
That's what I hear. So tell me a little bit about it.
So I grew up playing softball, this travel softball team that I was a part of. We were actually doing a fundraiser and raising money where we were working at Lowe's Motor Speedway. And I was working in one of the aisles right before everybody was getting ready to come in. And it was my job to make sure that anyone that was over the age of 21 was wearing a band that was, you know, able to drink. And so when they started, they were like, hey, there's a movie being filmed. They didn't say what it was, who it was, what it was about. They said there's a movie being filmed, so if somebody walks by, don't look at the camera. Don't act suspicious. Well, in the movie, I'm like this big, like literally like this big. Like I'm just a white t-shirt and khaki pants.
But you're in it.
I am in it. I got paid $18 an hour to be in it. So.
Well, that's pretty good. So one of the most interesting things about Jett's story is that her dad played bluegrass music. He actually played at the Ryman Auditorium at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yep.
And he traveled around in a 1977 white Cadillac hearse, just like the one they used at Elvis's funeral. Correct?
Yes, I'll never forget the day we rode past it and he said, I got to buy it. And it had a coffin in the back of it.
Oh, God.
And he tried to get me to ride in it. And,
But did he toured in this thing, right?
He did after his career. During his career, they had a tour bus. And that's where I spent most of my summers.
It's a really cool story. Now, another thing about this, since she was around the Nashville area, I'm assuming this is why. Who was your babysitter when you were a little girl?
So when I was about 3.5, 4 years old, Allison Krause actually babysat me because at the time, the festivals that my dad was playing, she was also performing at, and she was right in the middle of transitioning from bluegrass into country. So it was very early on in her country career. But he would go on stage and I would stay with her on her bus or either backstage or hang out with her. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Would she know you now if she saw you?
I doubt it. I doubt it. I had a moment when I was about 14 or 15 that we were going to be able to cross paths again, and then she got snowed in somewhere. So.
Okay. Well, it's a cool story. I mean, you've got so many stories. I don't think we can cover them in a 30-minute show.
I'll have to
So
come
we're going to
back.
have to have you. Yeah, we're going to have you back at some point in time. So here's your random interview question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I guess.
Brace yourself. Take a drink. Okay. If you had the ability to turn into any animal, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. I have no earthly idea.
I think I
what
could
it
probably
would
help you.
be.
Okay. Tell me why they call you Jett.
Because I'm fast.
Okay. Therefore, the cheetah.
That's a good one.
Wouldn't that make
You
sense for
threw
you?
that at me, and I just was like, phew.
Well, I know. That's why it's a random interview question.
Yeah, so no, I got the nickname Jet Ski was my nickname, and then as I got older, it got shortened to Jett. And even when I graduated high school, they just called me Jett when I walked across the stage. Everybody calls me Jett, so.
So when Jett everybody got to know her in Rocky Mount, she went by Jessica, and then everybody started knowing her as Jett. And I told her it was almost like she was at a Cher or a Madonna moment in her life where she could just use the one name. And everybody knows who she is in Rocky Mountain. You do. If anybody says, do you know Jett? Oh, yeah, I know Jett.
Yeah, but it's also, Jessica is a very common name for my
Right.
generation. So if you were in a crowd and somebody says Jessica, you've got 10, 15 girls or women turning around. But if someone says Jett, I know I'm the only one in that room whose name is Jett. So.
Folks, there is only one Jett, and there she is right there. Jett, thank you so much
Yes.
for joining us. Thanks for sharing your stories. You've got some great ones. Thanks for sharing your book. If anybody wants to get a hold of this, they can contact me at the chamber. I can help you out with it. And I appreciate it. Hope you'll come back and join us again.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Hey, I want to thank Jett Hatu for joining us tonight. Great interview. We learned a lot of interesting things about her. I hope she'll come back and join us. And I hope you'll come back and join us every Thursday night right here at 10 o'clock on WHIG. Also, I encourage you to email us. If you have any comments or anything you want to tell us, you can email us at uplatermt@gmail.com or uplatehost@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Coming up next week, we've got another special guest, Benton Moss, from right here in Rocky Mount. He's got a really cool history. He was a baseball player. There's a lot of things about Benton I want people in the area to hear about, other than he's just a good businessman and a nice guy. So tune in next week for that show. Until then, thanks for watching Up Late with Sam Bass. See you soon.